Alright, welcome back. So, I don't really remember what we've done other than the shooting. So, based on what I did with the C++ one, we're just gonna copy from there. So, first things first, we're going to, let's see if I have the hand. That's the trigger point. Okay, that's the shooter, that's the main character. So first things first, or two things that we're going to do is, one, we're going to change the aiming position of the camera. So we normally have, if we look here, we have the camera aiming at our, what's it called? The third person. We got it aiming on our dude. What we're going to do is we're going to change the numbers a little bit once we get into aiming. So first things first, what we're gonna do is we are going into our camera thingy. So where is our camera? It's called camera controller. We go back in here. It's called thirdperson.cs. So we go into our thirdperson.cs and we're here. What we're going to do is we're actually going to have something of a public bool. We're going to call it is aiming, and then we're going to make it into false. So with is aiming, it's basically going to be our focus of the aiming function. So what we're gonna do is, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go inside here, and I am going to make two functions. Void aiming. I'm just gonna follow the same way I did with the C++, and what we did was we had void aiming and void regular, and in the void regular we just had everything that we did in our update and we put it there. And I'm just going to remove the rest. I'm going to keep that visualization and just delete it from here. And then for aiming, what we're going to do is we're just going to copy the same thing. Alright. And we're going to do this. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to change the numbers here. So if I remember correctly, these were the numbers I had that changed for aiming. I'm going off what I saw what I did last time. So there's that. The next thing I did was the let's see. So that's the point, that's the clamping of the height, rotation, minimum height and maximum height. So this is something I did. The minimum height I made 0.5 float, and then the maximum height I made 2.5 float. So it has a restricted view, and that was it. And then on update we just made a little ternary operator, which basically means is aiming, and then we put a question mark, is it aiming? And we ask it to understand that we don't understand if it's aiming. So if it's aiming, then we go into aiming, but if it's not aiming, we stay in regular. Okay. And normally this works in, okay, there you go. Guess it won't work. Alright, looks like it doesn't work. So we're just gonna do the old if statement. If is aiming, then we do aiming, else regular. Okay. So that takes care of that. Now we're actually going to call it from here. So what we're going to do is we are going to go into our animation right here, and we're going to change two things. So first things first, we're going to be here. We're going to add our little brackets, and this is where we're going to change stuff. So first we make it into aimed, and then we're going to do the third person X equals to node dot get parent. Nope, I forgot where it was. Game dot. Actually, no. We can save ourselves some time. What we can do is we can do where are we? Over here, where we can just do public camera public player main camera. Alright, and then we can go into our main camera and change the function itself. So where are we? So over here, when we are in aiming, then we can do third person X equals to camera main camera get component third person oh my bad, still in C++. So main camera dot get component third person, and then we get the third person, then X dot is aiming equals to true. So now it's aiming. So we're gonna do the exact same thing. So let's just copy paste this, and when we're aiming and when we choose to release the button, we're gonna go back to equipped, and then we're gonna make it into false. So that's that. Next, what we're gonna do is when we shoot, instead of shooting there, we shoot a raycast. So we're just gonna take this out, put it right here. So when we click, we shoot the raycast. So now we go back inside here and we connect it. So now we're here, and we're just gonna put that main player that we have that has the third person script in it. So now it's connected. So now when we hold right click, the camera is gonna switch. Next thing we're gonna do is shoot raycast shotgun. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that, but for now let's do the shoot raycast, and we're going to do the same thing we've done with our raycaster. So let's just put these side to side. So the first thing, we're gonna have a private world intersection ray, and I'm gonna do 2 of those. Now the reason why we're gonna do 2 of these is because we're going to do 2 raycasts, and I want to show you the differences that we're going to do, because there's 2 ways of shooting with the raycast. One is the accurate and the other one's the realistic, and it depends what you want. 90% of the games you've played are more accurate than realistic, but there are a few games that do both. So let's just put these side to side, and we're just gonna go back into our init. Then I'm going to do this. So okay, ray equals to new world intersection, and then ray 2 equals to new world intersection. So now we created our 2 world intersections. Then we're going to do this function. I'm pretty sure I used Unigine.object. Okay. So in shoot raycast, we're going to do where we don't need to write private. We're going to do a Unigine.object object1, and we're going to do a Unigine.object object2. And they're both going to have the same thing, which is going to be, if we go back here, this guy, let's just copy paste it, and then let's close this because that's all we need. And once we're here, let's do from 2 positions. So we're going to get the intersection from, instead of point, we're going to go into the gun. I wonder if I have the gun here. Let's see, gun. Yep. So we have gun. So we're gonna go into gun dot get child child number 0, world position, and then we're gonna do the main camera dot get world direction, that, and then we're gonna give it the 1 and the ray, and we're gonna copy and paste this also here, but this one's going to have the rate 2. And for this one, what we're gonna do is actually we're gonna do the second one as the main camera dot get world position. Okay, so now we have these two. What we're gonna do is once we got these two, we can do a visualizer dot render point 3D, and I'm going to use ray dot point as one of them, 0.1f, and color would be vector 4 dot black. We're going to use black, and then I'm going to do it again, and this time red, and this time it's ray 2 dot point. So what we did is when we shoot, we get a certain point that gets shot. Now the black one is going to be the one that goes from the gun to the direction that we have aimed at, while the other one is from the camera to the direction. So the first one, or the black one, is the realistic, while the other one is the accurate. And you'll see the differences right now when we go in. I hope I don't make too many mistakes because, oh god, am I bad at this. So now we have it. If we hold the right click, it is now in the aiming section, which is perfect. Perfection. And when we click, it should be shooting. Oh, I didn't give it seconds. Okay, give me a second. So we're just going to fix two things. One is we're going to do a visualizer dot render line 3D, and we're going to render the line from these two, and we're going to do a vector 4 underscore red dot red. Okay, and instead of red, I'm going to do this green. Okay, and then we have something called the duration, which we're going to do it for like 3 seconds. Oh, first is the boolean, which is the screen space, which we're going to do true. We're going to do the same here, true. Okay. So now we have the thing. Now if I were to click right here, you can notice that the blue, or damn, I didn't even do that correctly. Okay, so if we were to click, you'll notice, let's say if the guy was correctly looking, where you aimed and where the camera aimed is different, and I need to fix the dot again. I wonder why is it so bad. Let's see. Completely off the marker, and that's because that one's the more realistic shot. I'm guessing it's something here. Alright, so it's going to be make, whoopsies. So the other one, the shooter, where's the shoot? Raycast, there you go. So it's going to main camera dot world position plus main camera dot get world direction times 1. So now, after like 3rd times the charm, perfection. So now we have it shooting exactly where we want it to shoot on the thing, while the other one's completely off the marker. So right here, it's perfectly aiming exactly where we want it to be, while the other one's a little bit too far because it's aiming from the gun. So let's say if we were actually, let me go for argument's sake that we're actually aiming straight, you can see the differences between the two shots. So one is aiming on the right side, the other one's aiming on the left side. Now, if you're a video game player or someone who values accuracy, then you're going to use the green one. But if you're someone who values realism, you're going to use the black one. But what you're going to do is you're going to edit it to the point where it actually aims exactly where you want it to. So yeah, that's about it for the differences between our functions. Now, for now, I believe I'm going to use the accurate one because it's just, we want to make it so that everyone cannot blame skills, or actually everyone does blame skills and not lag or something. But yeah, that's about it for our shooting raycaster and aiming changes. So next thing is probably going to be either enemies or somehow fix our shotgun, and then we can show you how to do the shotgun. But for now, that's about it from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.